Hello, welcome back learners to the channel Unified Learning. In this video, we'll be doing a chapter from class 10 supplementary book Footprints Without Feet. Let's move to the word meanings of the chapter. So as there are so many difficult words in the chapter, you can take screenshot for further reference. Uh, let's move to the next slide and you can take screenshot and mark your difficult words in the book with the meanings. Let's talk about the introduction of the chapter. So in this story, this is an interesting story about a scientist named Griffin and his rare formula of invisibility. He developed a drug which made his body invisible. He misused his power to steal money, clothes, and food. Thereafter, sometime he moved to a village that is in Iping, and there people were looking at him very strangely due to his appearance. After some time, his all money was exhausted, so he again started stealing things and he got caught by the people, by the villagers, but they could not catch him as he became invisible again. Let's talk about the theme of the story. In this story, this was as told that this is a story of a brilliant scientist named Griffin who become a lawless man. How? As he discovered that the human body could become transparent and invisible, he misused it to threaten, trouble, and beat innocent persons, and he also used to rob them. He made illegal entries in the shops, stole and stole things from the stores, and uh, he remained invisible and unseen only when he was without clothes. So when we talk about the Mr. India movie, so as you know that there Anil Kapoor used to be invisible when there was he can become invisible, yes. So but whenever there is a red colored light, he become visible. So in the same way, Griffin used to be visible when he wears clothes, and he becomes invisible when he take out all of his clothes. So this is how the chapter tells about you that Griffin become a very bad person, like a monster and threatening lawless person. So this is let's talk about the message. Okay, so the lesson gives us a message that misuse of science and its great discoveries can make a brilliant scientist like Griffin a monster and a threatening lawless person. You must be thinking that why I have given the message in the beginning, so that you can get a direction how to write your answers and how to understand this story. Let's talk about the chapter in detail. So, muddy imprints. So, two boys were highly surprised that there were the fresh footmarks of a barefooted person. They followed them, and the mystery of footmarks were disclosed. How? They discovered how to make the human body transparent. So, this is how they get to know how to make it. That formula to be transparent or invisible, unseen when naked. As just told in the early slides, that Griffin became invisible when he was not wearing any clothes. So he left his house, he became homeless and wandering without clothes. He had no money. He left footmarks as he moved in a big London store. So as he when he was in London and there was very cold there, so what he found, he want a warm place. So he moved to a London store, one London store, and he enjoyed the pleasure of clothes and food freely. He fitted himself out with warm clothes there, become fully dressed up with shoes and overcoat and a hat. He had meat and full and cold coffee, sweets and wine from the grocery store there and slept on a pile of quilts. He was there till the next morning. But when he noticed that some assistants are coming, so he panicked and ran away. Once more, he became naked in the chilling January air, as he has to remove all of his clothes to become invisible. In Drury Lane, again, he dressed up himself. He entered the shop of theatrical company to become invisible. The shop wearing bandages. So when he came out, he was wearing bandages around his forehead, glasses, and false nose, side whiskers, and a large hat. What he did now? He robbed the shopkeeper, and then he moved to a small village that is Iping. He booked 2 rooms there, and arrival of a stranger of such appearance became the talk of the town. As what he was wearing, that bandages, hat, whiskers, that was looking very strange to the people. But Mrs. Hall tried to be friendly with her guest Griffin. She thought that a scientist can be like that. She thought that her guest was an eccentric scientist. She didn't mind his strange habits and irritable temper. He told a lie that now Griffin told a lie that he was expecting a check at any moment. Clergymen burgled. Now, what happened? A clergyman and his wife were awakened by the noises in the study very early in the morning. They heard a chink of money being taken from the desk. They were surprised to see the room empty. But the money has been stolen. No one was there. That they found the desk open and missing money. They were highly surprised but couldn't find anyone in that room. They were shocked. They were surprised. Mrs. Hall's furniture shows strange behavior. They found Griffin's door wide open. Usually it was shut and locked. So Mrs. Hall heard a sniff close to her ear. Hat leapt and dashed onto her face. The chair became alive. Now they moved in the fear. The chair pushed both of them out of the room. Even the door was slammed and locked. Mrs. Hall almost felt that fell down the stairs and started crying. She was sure that someone is there. But people said, or villagers said, that work is done by some witchcraft. Now the news of that burglary at the clergy's home became known. And everyone doubted Griffin's hand in it. Why? Because the suspicion grew stronger when Griffin suddenly showed some ready cash. He had no cash few days before. Now, Invisible Man shows himself. Now, Mrs. Hall went to Griffin's room. He was there. She asked what he had done to chair upstairs. She also asked how he had entered the locked room. The scientist lost his temper and he said that I will show you now what are the powers of mine. He threw all the bandages, whiskers, spectacles, and even nose. The horrified men in the bar stared at the headless man. So now there is a man without head. The half of the body can be seen, but there was no head. Now encountered with Constable Jeffers. The police constable were totally surprised that they had to catch a man who is headless. The scientist Griffin started throwing his clothes one by one and was becoming more and more invisible. The man became completely invisible. Now nervous and excited people started crying, hold him, but they didn't know where to hold. And this is how the Griffin escaped from there. And nobody knew where he had gone. So learners, this was your chapter of Footprints Without Feet. I hope this is clear to you. If there's any doubt, you can comment in the comment box. Please like, share and subscribe the video. And please subscribe to my channel. Click on the bell icon. Learners, stay home, stay safe, keep learning. Thank you, learners.